Forces try to control again the ground, and the rebels are withdrawing.
Let me just quickly ask you. It's you, the journalists, who are providing us with the first-hand accounts and the news of what's happening there in Tripoli. You say you're under threat, and you're talking about spies being there in the hotel. Are they, just to make it clear, representing Gaddafi's loyalists, or are you concerned about NTC rebels infiltrating the hotel and being there?
No, I'm saying to you that some of so-called journalists inside are U.S. agents undercover.
I think this visit is a sign of the growing authority and credibility of the Transitional National Council on the international scene. It is also a sign of European Union's engagement in supporting the TNC as a key political interlocutor to represent the aspirations of the courageous Libyan people. A European flag has been flying in Benghazi for 3 weeks now, showing our support on the ground. I welcome the vision of the TNC for the future of Libya, which is based on the principles of inclusion and democratic representation. I also welcome the TNC's efforts to reach out beyond Benghazi and the east of the country. It is critical that the Council is seen as a genuine national movement with a clear commitment to an inclusive transition and national reconciliation.
About 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld and Deputy Secretary Wolfowitz. I went downstairs just to say hello to some of the people on the Joint Staff who used to work for me, and one of the generals called me and he said, "Sir, you got to come in. You got to come in and talk to me a second." I said, "Well, you're too busy." He said, "No." He says, "We've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." This was on or about the 20th of September. I said, "We're going to war with Iraq. Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do." So I said, "Well, did they find some information connecting Saddam to Al-Qaeda?" He said, No. He says, "There's nothing new that way. They've just made the decision to go to war with Iraq." He said, "I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we've got a good military and we can take down governments." So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, "Are we still going to war with Iraq?" And he said, "Oh, it's worse than that." He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper, and he said, I just got this down from upstairs, meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today, and he said, "This is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran." I said, "Is it classified?" He said, "Yes, sir."
So go through the countries again?
Well, starting with Iraq, then Syria and Lebanon, then Libya, then Somalia and Sudan, and then back to Iran.